Right, Newcastle currently sits 7th in the Premier League. Eddie Howe in charge. They are 3 points off top 4. Is this the best Newcastle have looked for a long, long time?
Yeah, I think Newcastle fans will be delighted. I think Eddie Howe and the club have been really cautious but also clever in their recruitment, because you can remember when they were being touted as the richest club in the world, all kind of stupid names were getting linked to the likes of...
Mbappe was one.
Mbappe was all these people, we're going to get all these players.
Haaland was linked to them?
I think I was even thinking Coutinho at once. He would be the perfect ideal signing. But listen, what they've done in terms of recruitment, I think it's been solid. I think it's been smart. You think about that the January, because he only took over. When was it? In the November. Because if you can remember, when the owners took over, Bruce was still in charge. And forget about that. So obviously he got the job. I mean, in that January transfer window, bringing in Kieran Trippier, that kind of set the ball rolling, didn't it?
Yeah.
Because a lot of people was like, oh, really? Is that what you're going to go? Is that your kind of splash signing? But he's been tremendous. They brought in Chris Wood. I mean, that was a bit of a strange one. But
well, you question whether or not they did that to stop Burnley scoring goals and... No?
Yeah, but he went to Newcastle and didn't score any.
No, I know, but they were in danger of going down when he went there, right?
Yeah, but there is that. Obviously, they bought Bruno Guimaraes. He was the X factor.
Bruno who?
Guimaraes.
Yeah.
Then you got Matt Targett on loan and Dan Burn. So I thought their first kind of transfer window in January, I thought was solid enough for them to, as you said, to kind of, because they were struggling to stay up and to move forward. And then come the start of this season now, where Eddie Howe's first kind of start of the season, January, again, a lot of people was thinking, oh, I wonder if we're going to start seeing like the big names. But again, they bought Isak. That was big money, 63 million.
He looks great.
Looks good.
Not seen too much of him yet.
Sven Botman for 33 million, who they chased for a while. Good signing. They then made Matt Targett permanent. And obviously Nick Pope, the goalkeeper. Great signing. So I think they've gone about really smart about their business, Newcastle, and they are a club moving in the right direction. Yeah,
I agree totally with you. I think in the short space of period that new owners have been there and the new manager, I don't really think it could have been any better. Do you, for them?
No.
I mean, realistically, they're not going to be knocking on the door of Man City just yet, are they?
Well, what they've tried to do is they've tried to not to be held to ransom, because when certainly clubs know that you've got a lot of money, they'll keep putting the price up. But they've gone, no, they've walked away from deals where they've wanted to get players, but it's been too expensive, so they've walked away from that. And I think honestly, it's a club that's in transition, going the right way. And again, I've lived up there. Because a lot of people think, well, it's Newcastle, it's a bit far. I've lived there. It is an unbelievable place to live. From the obviously the area. Listen, I probably shouldn't say this, but the nightlife is fantastic. Like the shops is honestly is such a nice place.
People as well.
The people so friendly.
Warm,
Even though I played for Sunderland.
Yeah.
I'd walk about Newcastle. I lived in Newcastle. Yeah. People would want to talk to you about football. They'd be friendly.
It's a religion up there. I've said it before. It really is a religion up there.
And you talk about the stadium that they play in. 57,000 screaming Geordies.
We'll go to the phone lines in a minute. I really want to speak to as many people as we can today.
Oh, wow, what a save.
As we can today. But there is the possibility that after the World Cup, Gareth Southgate will leave and Eddie Howe's name will be thrown in the mix. If England come calling and Eddie Howe's got, an unbelievable opportunity to turn a Newcastle side that are desperate for success into something really big, is that a difficult decision for him to make, or do you think if country come calling, that's it?
I don't know. I think it'd be a difficult decision for him to make, but also as well, if there was kind of a swap, I don't think Newcastle fans would be too happy with Southgate taking that job.
No, I agree.
And Eddie Howe leaving. So I think Eddie Howe might look at the situation and think, you know what, if Southgate at the World Cup doesn't go well and then there's a vacancy, Eddie Howe's still going to think to himself, I'm at the start of my journey with Newcastle. Like, it's exciting to be a manager of a club that's got unlimited funds, that they're trusting you to bring these players in. Why would you want to let that go?
Yeah, I agree. Let's take calls as promised. 0371 722 3344 is the number. Dave, the Newcastle fan, has dialed. Hello, Dave. Good evening.
Lads, all right? How's it going?
We're great. We're very well. You all right?
I'm just finished work, so I'm even better. I'm sitting in the house.
What are you going to have for your tea?
I think I'm having pasta. Would you believe? Pasta and fennel.
Oh, that sounds nice. That sounds nice.
Sorry.
Little glass of red wine? Glass of red wine with it, Dave?
I might have a couple.
A couple, not just one. Go on then, Dave. What have you made of the last 12 months?
I was just saying to the lad who answered the phone, it's been unbelievable. I've been sitting with my dad for 30 years in the Gallagher's Strawberry Corner. My son started to come last 2 or 3 years. You can't get tickets. I've got people ringing us all the time. Tickets. You can't get them home and away. It's a different club. Honestly, I've been to the Keegan days, the Robson days. This is something else.
Let me ask you, Dave. When your owners came in, we were saying they've got more money than any other owner of any other club in any other sport. The richest team in the world. Your expectation levels must have been absolutely huge. Now, you've had time for them to sort of settle in there. What's your thinking as to where Newcastle should be over the next maybe 12 and 18 months?
I'd have been happy with top 10 this season. Push on. The players they've signed, they fit into the ethos of what Eddie Howe wants, and that's battlers. That's people who play for the club, respect the fans. You've got Sven Botman and Machine at the back. Everyone just wants to play. Big Dan Byrne. He's mixed local lads in. It's just the dynamics of the team's amazing. Trippier at the back. Big Joe Linton's reformed. Everyone loves going. We love it. We're playing. I cannot wait for Saturday. I've got to go to work tomorrow. I cannot wait for Saturday. I literally cannot wait to get there. And everyone feels the same. Honestly, it's a massive shout out to War Flags. They've transformed the ground. Atmosphere. Sorry, I've got to stop. I'm getting emotional.
No, carry on. Go on, Dave.
No, it's just and my son. He's there. I'm sitting with my dad. Honestly, great.
Do you know what it is?
Hold on. You all right, Dave?
I'm all right. Sorry, I'm all right.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. All right.
I'm good.
Good. Thanks, Dave. Thanks.
It is
That
some
was nice.
arena that when that place is bouncing, and as you know, even again, I played for Sunderland. It's one of them annoying stadiums that you can see it from everywhere. Do you know what I mean? So wherever you are in the city, or you're driving from Sunderland to Newcastle, you can just see it on top of this hill, this big old stadium. So, yeah. So listen, it's a fantastic football club. You can't even hide that fact.